Once upon a time, in a small town painted with the laughter of children and the warmth of the morning sun, there lived a boy named Arnav. Arnav was 6, curious, thoughtful, and always a little lost in his own world. His eyes sparkled not with mischief, but with imagination, the kind that saw stories in clouds and secrets in stars. His teacher, Miss Raina, was a gentle soul. She believed every child was a seed waiting to bloom, but she also believed in discipline, in teaching her students to see the world through the clear, simple lens of right and wrong. One morning, as golden light spilled across the classroom, Miss Raina decided to teach her students a new lesson: addition. She smiled and turned to the board. "Class," she said, "if I give you 2 mangoes and 2 mangoes, how many will you have?" A dozen tiny hands shot up in excitement. But she picked Arnav, the quiet one, who rarely raised his voice. "Arnav," she said kindly, "if I give you 2 mangoes and 2 mangoes, how many will you have?" Arnav thought for a moment, then said softly, "5, miss." Miss Raina frowned. "No, Arnav, listen carefully." She repeated, slower this time. "If I give you 1, 2 mangoes and 1, 2 mangoes, how many will you have?" Arnav's eyes were steady. "5, miss." The class giggled. Miss Raina sighed. She remembered something Arnav's mother had told her. He doesn't like mangoes, he loves strawberries. So she smiled again and decided to try a different approach. "Okay, Arnav, let's try this. If I give you 2 strawberries and 2 strawberries, how many will you have?" Without hesitation, Arnav replied, 4. The teacher beamed. "Yes, that's correct." Finally, she thought, he understands. To make sure, she asked again the same question from before.
"Now, Arnav, if I give you 2 mangoes and 2 mangoes, how many will you have?" Arnav replied, 5. Miss Raina's smile faded. "But, Arnav, how? 2 and 2 are 4. How can it be 5? Arnav looked up, eyes innocent but sure. "Because I already have 1 mango in my bag, miss." The class went silent. The teacher blinked, and in that single moment, something shifted inside her. You see, Miss Raina wasn't wrong. 2 plus 2 is indeed 4. That's technical rightness, the kind that fits neatly into equations and textbooks. But Arnav wasn't wrong either. 2 plus 2 is 4, and with the mango he already had, it becomes 5. That's practical rightness, the kind that sees beyond the obvious. And isn't that where most of our conflicts come from? The gap between what is technically right and what is practically true. In life, we're often Miss Raina. We look at people, situations, relationships, and we see numbers that don't add up. We say, this isn't fair. This doesn't make sense. This isn't how it should be. And yet, if we only pause, look a little deeper, we might see there's a hidden mango in their story too. Something unseen, unspoken, quietly resting in their bag of life.
When your spouse seems distant, when they don't show love the way you expect, you might be technically right. They aren't loving you enough. But are you practically right? Have you looked for the hidden mango? The stress they carry, the wounds they hide, the silent storms they battle? When your child doesn't listen, when they push back, argue, or ignore your words, you might be technically right. They're not obeying. But have you tried to see practically right? Have you asked why?
Is there a fear behind their rebellion? A loneliness behind their noise? Every human being carries their own hidden mango. A story you don't know. A truth you can't see. And if we only live by technical rightness, we judge, we label, we distance ourselves. But when we choose practical rightness, we understand, we heal, we bridge the gap between hearts.
Arnav's little answer carried a big lesson. Sometimes the truth isn't in the numbers. It's in the nuance. It's not in what's seen, but what's felt. And maybe that's what love, empathy, and wisdom truly mean. To stop seeing people as equations and start seeing them as experiences. To stop asking, what's wrong with them? And start asking, what are they carrying? So today, if you're facing a conflict with someone you love, someone you work with, or even within yourself, ask this one question. What is the hidden mango here? What's the unseen truth I'm missing? What's the context, the pain, the past, the fear that changes the math of this moment? Because sometimes 2 + 2 = 4. And sometimes 2 + 2 = 5 when you count the hidden mango in the bag. Life is not just about being technically right. It's about being truly wise. And wisdom begins where judgment ends. Where you stop trying to win the argument and start trying to understand the person.
Before you rush to correct someone, pause. Ask yourself, do I see the full picture? Am I reacting to what's visible or responding to what's real? Because truth without empathy becomes arrogance. But truth with understanding becomes compassion. So look deeper, see beyond the obvious, and find the hidden mango. If this story touched your heart, take a moment to share it with someone who needs a little understanding today. And if you found value in this message, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the bell icon, because your journey toward peace, resilience, and purpose is just beginning. Together, let's create a community that doesn't just think right, but feels right. See you in the next story, here on Mindset Matters. Until then, stay strong, stay mindful, and stay blessed.